ECR Minerals has undergone a big transformation over the last couple of years, and under the leadership of Craig Brown, it's interesting to talk about where the company is at the moment. Craig, welcome. It's good to be able to talk to you, and where you're taking the company because of this new strategy. Let me just quickly ask you, first of all, though, what is it you're presenting in terms of portfolios to investors?
Okay, ECR basically has assets in Australia, which we're mainly focusing on in the Victorian goldfields. We're focusing on 4 gold exploration licenses, which we've been working on already. 2 of these assets we acquired in 2016, and the other 2 licenses we were awarded via an application process. We did some exploration work earlier this year, and we have an exciting program which we announced in September, and we have a lot more work going ahead. In addition, ECR has a profile of 7 exploration licenses in Rioja Province in Argentina. And finally, we have a 25% interest in a gold project with a JORC resource in the Philippines.
Yeah. What's the strategy of the company? As I said, you've pretty much transformed the old ECR.
I only came on board to ECR in my current role in September last year.
Right, yeah.
And we've transformed the board, everybody's changed. We've cut costs, we've reviewed all of the projects. We found that one of the projects we decided not to continue as operators on, which was the assets in the Philippines. We very much like the projects in Argentina and Australia, but Australia is our main focus. ECR also has a subsidiary called Mercator Gold, which has substantial tax losses, over 60 million Australian worth of tax losses.
Right.
So we believe by focusing on Australia, adding value to the company and potentially acquiring some assets or developing these assets and putting them into production, the earnings will be tax-free, so we see huge upside for shareholders.
Very attractive, I suspect. You brought on some Chinese partners into the business, haven't you? What's that about, and what's the rationale behind doing that?
Well, I'd worked with these Chinese investors in the past, and they certainly have the expertise and the backing to develop substantial projects. This particular group, which our investors involved with, or it's part of a larger group, they also have several other mines in China, including a substantial graphite mine and magnesite mine, and in addition they also have a copper gold project in Zambia. Right. So they've got quite a lot of experience in mining. They're in the manufacturing industry. They produce the tracks for Caterpillar bulldozers, which are exported worldwide. They have a number of other. They're the largest distributor they're the sole importer of Volvo in China, and they're the distributor of several regions. So they're a substantial group, and we're very pleased to get them on board. They've got 22% of the company, and they seem very supportive and want to assist us to develop. And we think they're going to prove critical in future. And
they got interest across the business, across the portfolio, or is it just one particular area, or the entire ECR portfolio?
Well, they're a shareholder. They've presented ideas to us. We've presented ideas to them, and we're working with them. We hope that we can. I can't say much more at the moment.
Okay, all right, fine. What's the priority of the assets that you've got? You've explained Australia, Argentina, and the Philippines. What do you consider to be the most priority event?
The assets in Australia. On the 20th of September last month, we announced that the exploration program across all 4 of our licenses. I mean, just one of our licenses, for example, Avoca, there's something like 33 anomalies within the Avoca license. I mean, previous historic mining produced grades of 10 to 30 grams per tonne was being extracted, so very high grade mineralisation. And that's just one of the licenses. So we're doing another drill program within the Avoca license on just one of the prospects, Monte Cristo. We're also doing trenching across a number of the prospects. As things develop, we'll continue further. We also have our other licenses are Timor, one of the ones which we acquired earlier this year. Timor produced 670,000 ounces of gold at an average grade of over an ounce per tonne, over 30 grams per tonne, so very high grade. A lot of the mineralisation there's still mineralisation in the ground which needs further follow-up. We're completing a geophysical survey or a review of the geophysical data we have, and further sampling program to define drill targets. Bailieston, we did a little bit of work on Bailieston earlier this year, and we're doing further work there. We focus mainly on the Byron prospects, but in addition we have Black Cat, Cherry Tree, Blue Moon, all these other prospects within that license. And then finally we have Moonbur, which is a large geophysical anomaly, and the data is currently being reviewed on that to look for a sampling program and potential drill program.
A very small company. I think you've got a market cap of what, 2-3 million or something, whatever it is. Very micro cap company. Why all these projects? Would your time not be better spent in focusing on the priority and potentially the biggest and best asset?
Well, all of the assets were actually in the company when I apart from the 2 new licenses which we've attained this year in Australia. All of those 2 of the assets acquired in Australia and the assets in Argentina and Philippines were already in the company. We've, I suppose, divested out of the Philippines by not continuing to be operator. We actually think the project's quite good in the Philippines. It's only, unfortunately, the current political risk in the Philippines, and they've got a moratorium on mining. So we can't see any value in putting any more money into the ground there. But we actually think all of the assets aren't too bad, but we are continually reviewing new projects and looking for potentially new investments.
Yeah, okay. Let me just follow up with one final question. That, of course, is news flow, which is what all investors want to know about so they can expect certain things at certain times. What have you got in mind?
Well, we've got a lot of news flow coming through because of the fact we're doing exploration. We've got exploration programs on all 4 of our licenses in Australia, so you will see continual news flow over the next few months. In addition, we're continually reviewing new projects, not just from our Chinese colleagues, but from other places as well. And we've signed a number of NDAs, and we're progressing to find other good projects to invest in. Yeah. So I think you'll see exciting times over the next few months for ECR.
We'll look out for the news as it comes through. Craig, in the meantime, thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's Craig Brown. He is the Chief Executive of ECR Minerals.